Tony, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, perfect. Finally.
Let me tell you, man, iPhones, right?
I know. Once you said you had your update, and then I was like, well, I tried logging back in on StreamYard,
Mm.
and then it said I needed an update, and it took me like 25 minutes. I was like, oh, dang, Tony's probably not even going to want to do this anymore. And I mean, this is a huge, like, I am pumped for this because, I honestly didn't think you would reply.
Mm.
I was like, well, let me hit up Tony and see if he's up for this interview because I just started my channel, and yeah, I wouldn't think you'd reply. And you're for sure my favorite TikToker. Every single video I watch, send it out to all my buddies. We all get weak off it, and it's hilarious. It's great content.
So, okay, I got a question, right? I always want to make sure, since it's for your channel, do you want the button up Buttercup or do you want me to be the real me? I'm more of I say what's on my mind and it doesn't really faze me or bother me. But I'm learning to try to button up and not be so.
Oh, wait.
Well, I'm just regular, So I just want to make sure we have a fun interview. So how do you want?
Right? No, let it go. Be yourself, please.
Okay.
Hey, this is your interview. You take it. You take it all the way.
Good.
I'm just here to listen. So you do you. Wow. Hey, so for the people that don't know you, just give a little background about yourself, who you are and what you do.
Gotcha. So, hey, Tony TV. Of course, real name is Antonio. I do comedy. I've been doing comedy for about 6 years now. Started off at William Peace University with my own comedy club, and we put on some amazing shows together. And then I kind of strayed away from William Peace, and I was doing like just comedy videos on my own, just trying to keep the little fan base that I had entertained. And now I'm here on TikTok with this character and just progressing. So it's been a journey this past year. I can say that I was not expecting it at all.
So did you hop into TikTok like randomly? You're like, let me just try this out to see if I can, make something of it.
So TikTok actually, before TikTok became the TikTok, they actually approached me in my DMs on Instagram. I want to say in 2018.
Oh, really?
And they were just like, hey, this is a new app. It's fun. You should give it a try. And I was like, okay, I don't mind giving it a try. And when I tried it, I maybe posted maybe 2 or 3 videos and I just did not like it because I was like, what the hell even is this right now? Like, what do you do with this?
Right.
So I stopped using TikTok. I've always had my profile. I just stopped using it. And then once it started to pop again, I was like, oh, okay, give this little app another shot because everybody's getting their shot.
Right.
And I took it, and from there I think it's timing. Timing is everything. So it just wasn't the right time at the moment because I had no ideas for TikTok. But now I have so many ideas and I'm on TikTok, and that's kind of how I got my start per se.
Right. Now, is there like a scheduled time to like, you're like, oh, it's 8 p.m. I'm going to post this, TikTok. Is there like, do you have your set schedule? Like, I'm going to make my videos in the morning, then post later on. Like, what's your schedule set like?
I usually try to post in the morning. I want to say maybe 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock window, specifically because more people are active and awake and on TikTok during the day, whereas night it just kind of slows down a little bit more. And sometimes I might post a video or two around 7 or 8 o'clock just to see who's up, just to see what I can do. But it's usually between that time frame of like 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
Right. In high school, were you like the class clown? Or like you had to be the class clown.
The thing about me is that I don't think there was a single person that didn't like me. Yes, I was a class clown. Some days I would be too much of a class clown to where I would get sent out of class.
Right, you'd get sent to detention.
But I was more so dramatic. Like one thing about me is I don't know why. It's just extremely dramatic, and I even ran for that superlative in high school. I lost it, but I ended up winning most talkative. So it kind of balanced itself out. But yeah, I was definitely a class clown, and I was the class clown that teachers would like to have in their class, unless it was one of those teachers who just didn't tolerate foolery, which I
Right.
had of. And then I would try to push their buttons and see how far I could go. And they always sent me out of class. So, but for the most part, a lot of teachers really enjoyed my class clownery. So,
Right. Well, that's what makes you unique and
yeah.
who you are today, right?
Hmm.
Um so did you said you did stand-up comedy beforehand? Or
I
was it stand-up comedy?
It was stand up. It was stand up. My first ever stand up show was at William Peace. It was actually for another club before I branched off and created the comedy club, which I do want to shout out that during that time there was only two black presidents of a club at William Peace University. It's a PWI. It was really fun. I had an amazing time there. But I was one of those black presidents of the comedy club, and then we had one for like a poetry outspoken word kind of club, and we're still really cool today. Shouts out to Nina because she actually helped me with my website, but she kind of, when I went to William Peace, I was just myself. And I think that's what a lot of people start to realize is that even without the wig, I'm just as funny myself on campus, and everyone would just label me as this funny guy. Oh my God, you're so funny. You're this, you're that. I love you. I love your personality. And so I ended up um coming into contact with Nina, and she was like, you should do like a comedy skit for our poetry club. And I was like, I don't really know. I'm not really into being in front of a crowd like that. Like, I don't even know what I would talk about. And she
Right.
like, just tell your stories. And I was like, okay. It just so happened. The craziest thing happened to me before I got on that stage was that I went to. It's a really long story, and I'm gonna try to shorten it
Tell
up.
it. You're good. Tell it.
But so of course, your freshman year, you have all these crazy things going on. A couple of roommates that I had, we all ate a brownie, an edible brownie, and it kicked in, and somehow or another we decided to go to the club where as we should have sat our asses down, but we decided to go to the club, and that was a terrible mistake. And when you're off an edible, it's a difference between um smoking a blunt high and having a body high from an edible. And
Right.
so I don't can't remember what happened, but me and my friend, we were dance battling these girls, and the next thing you know, I dropped to the floor, ended up popping the worst experience of the night. And so once I got to a point where I could get on stage, I was like, well, let me just tell this story because it's some really strange, dumb shit that happened to me in college, and people enjoyed it and they loved it. And then I came back, and then and performed another show with them, and then that's when I branched off and did my own comedy club, and that was probably the best thing I could have ever did because not only did it open the door for me to let me know exactly where I should be going in life, it helped me become comfortable with being on stage and being able to tell my story in a funny way with people to an audience of people. And so I'm always opposed. I'm not opposed to doing stand up again. It's just it's been 5 years, so
Right.
I have a lot to talk about, but I don't know how to wrap it all up into one little 30-minute set. So
Right. Cool. Well, like, now that you're TikTok famous and, every video you post is viral, where do you see yourself in like a couple years? Like, what's your goals? Like,
in a couple of years, I definitely want to have my own TV show. I have ideas just brewing in my head right now, and people call me crazy, but it's true. Um, I just have so many ideas for a TV show. I want to have my own production company so I can produce these TV shows.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. But
Especially more blacks,
yeah,
involved in, the
yeah,
production. You can help, you know what I mean?
right.
Because a lot of people our skin color have a lot of talent,
They do. They
and
do.
they just don't have that. They don't have the guidance. They don't have, a direction to go forward,
Right. It's
So
amazing how much talent we have out there, but it goes unnoticed,
right.
especially on TikTok. And I don't want to throw TikTok under the bus, but it's always been a conversation of, you know, just Black content creators really struggling because it's more so like TikTok kind of puts uh other the white people, let me just say the white people,
They put them up on the book on the front of the cover.
the pedestal, and they take the ideas from these little creators that are black like me, and they become huge and successful, and it's just like the black creators are left with crumbs, and it's
Right.
not fair. And I don't when I and I'm gonna say when I because I'm gonna manifest it, when I have my own production company, I want to be able to look at that and say that was the originator of this dance or this meme or this whatever is black. I want to help you get your credit, and I want to help you get to a place where you can be successful, because I know what it feels like, credit stripped away from me. I've had plenty of viral videos before people knew who Hey Tony TV was. Um, and I've always tried to have my name in my videos, and I've seen like these clout pages take my video, blur my name out or crop my name out of it,
Really?
never give me
Oh
credit.
wow.
For instance, my Tony Braxton video that I did a while back, it was like if Tony Braxton's song Act Up, really popular video. It got like 1.3 million views on Facebook, and then it went to Twitter, and then it went to Instagram, and circling around these social media platforms. However, I'm still sitting here with under 4,000 followers because I'm not getting my credit. Um, and I just don't want to see anybody ever have to suffer through that, especially a black TikTok creator or a creator that's in general, because you deserve the credit because you created it, you know? So that's what I definitely
Right.
next 5 years. I want to help put people on and help them get their credit for a lot of things that they contributed to.
Right. Um, you know, yeah, I mean that's amazing. Have you had any issues with TikTok? Because I've watched I think one of your lives on Instagram, and I think they are taking your videos off or
I have had a few issues. Listen, I listen. One thing about me, I don't tuck my tail between my ass and try to think that what TikTok's got going on is going to hurt me. They've already hurt me enough. So pretty much, it's just like you get to a certain point where you're a big creator. Literally from July to September, I accumulated 1,000 followers. All of my videos have gone viral from that point. And it got to a point where once they released their creator fund, I was like, oh, okay, well, let me join this because, I wouldn't mind making money off my TikToks. But I don't kind of feel like that it was for us. And I do feel like somehow or another my page was sabotaged because of that creator fund. 'Cause I opted out of it because everyone was like, oh, it slashes your followers, it slashes your views, you get taken off the For You page. And so I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, I don't want to do this no more. I'd rather have my fans than the money. And it seemed like from there, it just has not. Every now and then, like a video will slip through their cracks, but it just seems like they just suppress my content a lot. And it's like I didn't want to say it because I didn't want it to be true. But when you notice things, and when you notice the drop in numbers after and before you join that creator fund, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what everybody's talking about now. But if I was to let that get to me, I wouldn't have posted a single video after I opted out of that creator fund.
right.
I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna push through it. It's not gonna bother me. I don't really care. They can do what they want to do, but at the end of the day, my fans know I'm here, so they know
Right.
my videos are out there. I post every single day. It's clearly not me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just the issue that I have with TikTok, and I think a lot of people do have that issue as well. So
Right. Yeah, they sure do because I follow quite a bit of famous TikTokers, and there's at least one video that messes up or something with
mhm.
TikTok. Um Now with your videos, you're solo basically, right? With the
Yeah,
wig.
yeah.
And Jamal. You can't forget about Jamal. Um do you plan on doing any collabs with any TikTok artists in the near future, or do you plan on staying solo? Because I like how you do. I like the solo deal. I
Thank
like
you.
how that goes.
That's how it always. I haven't really, honestly, in my time span of a career, I haven't really collaborated with anybody, and I just haven't been able to find that particular person that you know what I'm saying, we're on the same page. Like instantly we click and create something great.
Right.
I'm not opposed to not to working with other creators. I would love to. I have a lot of creators that I would love to work with eventually. But I'm more of a come to you and we do something physically kind of creator than a duet or put something together. I know that's what people have been doing now because of COVID. But once COVID is up, I do want to meet some other creators, come up with something creative and do it that way. Kind of like how Vine used to do back in the day.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Creators come together and create beautiful, amazing, and crazy funny videos. That's what I want to do. But I want to do that more so together than having to send an email, be on a phone call, or hey, sorry, I'm busy right now, so we're gonna have to reschedule. It's just a lot. And I've tried to collaborate with some people, but it just never falls through because it's so
Right.
hard to get everyone's schedule right.
Right. Exactly. What are your thoughts on Drewski? Do you know who Drewski is?
You
He's
know,
hilarious.
he is hilarious. He reminds me of just he is that guy that is just fucking. Excuse me, can I say that?
Nah, yeah, go for it. You're
Okay,
good.
good. He's just hilarious. He's overall funny. Like um, really talented guy, and I watch his lives all the time when he does like the record label thing,
Yeah, those are
rapping.
hilarious.
Um,
Right.
he's just amazing, man, and I'm really proud of him and his success. So.
Right. So back to you. Have you had any like sponsorships or like has anyone reached out to you? Because
Uh,
they're missing out. They're missing out for sure.
Yeah, I think the biggest one that everybody wants to finally happen is the Starbucks sponsorship, and I'm waiting on it too. Okay, I've
Yeah.
about 5,000 emails. I'm like, hey, I know y'all see this surplus of
The
mango
cup. Yep.
going on. Like, what's up? Run me my check, please. What's going
Right. Right.
um, but a few right now, I think I'm working with small brands, kind of help small brands out, especially
There
during
you go.
the pandemic. Even with my merchandise, it's like small businesses because I'm a huge supporter of small businesses. We all
Hmm.
start from somewhere, and now a lot of small businesses are suffering. A lot of small brands are just not getting out there, and I want to help them get out there more, especially during this time. So I haven't really had anyone huge contact me and try to put me on, not just yet, but hopefully in the future. Who knows, you know?
Right. Well, I hope something happens.
You and me
Now,
both.
what was that?
I said you and me both.
Right. Right. About your merch. You just came out with your merch, correct?
Yes.
How's that going? How's
It's
that whole?
really good. I'm so excited. I think so pretty much I worked really hard on this merchandise. They contacted me. It's What's for Apparel, and they are an amazing company. They're a family-owned company based out of Colorado. It kind of came to me, and we just kind of clicked immediately. And they did an awesome job with seeing the vision and putting the vision on the shirts and the hoodies. And what's funny is that, and I'm not going to call out this certain
No, you're good.
but I think they know who I'm talking about. So before, if they watch this interview, and it's fine, I like shade. I'm just being honest. There was this company that hit me up and wanted to do my merchandise, and I was like, yeah, I'm all for it. I would love to do it. And they were this huge company. If you order it, they send it off immediately. Um, and I was like, once this drops, I expect that we do like 100 shirts, at least sell 100. And they kind of like were on the phone call with me and they had a little pause moment and they were like, I think that you are really talented and you're really funny, but I don't think right now you can sell 100 shirts. And I said, okay, well, let's just say they lost a lot of money and they
Yeah.
lost a good damn client because we've sold more than 100 shirts.
Oh,
Literally,
I bet.
we've sold in the first day that we opened the website for people to buy, we've sold over more than 100 shirts and over 50 hoodies. So,
Right.
like, don't ever try to doubt me and don't ever try to make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because one thing I really love to do is show people that you don't doubt me.
Right. Prove people wrong.
Yeah, I prove you wrong a lot. That's my
Right.
favorite thing to do. I did
So
it.
where right. Where can like some of the viewers and your fans, do they just look it up heytonytv.com? You know, all
HeyTonyTV.com. Yes, the
okay,
cups
cool.
sold out. They should be coming back. I want to say maybe after Christmas, but the cups were the first thing to go. Of course, people want to shake their.
Yeah. So what speaking about that, what brought the wig into play? Because the wig, I know that thing is so greasy. Have you washed the wig yet? You shampoo the wig yet?
I have not. No, it's a synthetic wig that I got from Party City. I think I don't think it would fare in a good wash, but it just so pretty much one night I was, and I've always had this wig, and I was just about to throw it away, to be honest with you, because I was like, I don't see myself really using this wig for anything at the moment.
Right.
Um, and I was just watching something, and I don't want to say Degrassi because I know everybody's probably going to try to search up the episode, but I can't remember what I was watching that night. But there was a scene where this girl came in with her cup and the keys, and she was bragging about how she had a new car and every
Right.
ride in a new car, and she was shaking her cup, and I was like, yo, that is like almost 75% of the girls I went to school with have done that. Like,
Yes, you're absolutely right.
and I was like, let me just do this. Let me just. And so I went searching through. I have a nice collection of wigs. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Um, and I found that one, and I was like, I guess I'll give this one more shot. And this became the iconic wig, and I was like, you're lucky because I almost threw you out. So
Right.
you got lucky.
Right. That's hilarious. Because it is accurate, you know, how the high school girls will come in there with their keys, you know, all noticeable, you
Mhm.
know, make it presentable that, you know, they're there and all that.
And
But you're spot on with it.
the crazy thing about it is the first video I didn't include the laugh. So I don't know when I included the laugh into the video. I don't even remember if the laugh was intentional or not.
Right.
But you know, I had no idea that if I was to do that laugh that the we have a life of its own. So
Right.
that's when everyone was like, "Oh, that laugh, you gotta do the laugh." And that was the thing where I have to do the laugh so that way the wig can do what it does.
So yeah, right.
So it just was like I can't remember whether it was unintentional or whether it was intentional. I just whatever happened, it worked. So
Right. When you do that laugh, does it hurt or no?
it does
Because I
not.
no. Is that your normal laugh?
So it's not my the sneezing sound is not my normal laugh. Now
Right.
you know it's funny because a lot of times the videos that I have that went viral are usually based off the laugh.
Right.
So the little little thing like my laugh that is actually something I do. Now
Right.
the little snicker sneeze thing that comes with it, that is just like the X. But
The X-Men.
before that, that is my laugh. So
Right. Um, what inspires you the most to keep pushing with your whole content with Hey Tony TV?
just the fans. Like I'm
Right.
very strong-headed. I'm very driven, and once this door opened for me, and I knew that it was meant for me, there was nothing that was going to stop me from doing it. This year has been a crazy year for me, and I don't think anyone really knows it because I don't ever like to like just. I don't ever want anyone to feel sorry for me, so I never
Right.
talk about anything that I've been through. But I had a terrible car accident this
Oh
year.
wow.
My mother had a huge surgery this year, and I also had COVID beginning of October. Um, and every time I felt like the odds were stacked against me, I was like, "Do you know who you are? Like, do you know what your mama installed you? Like, not
Right.
here and try to make an announcement saying you're going to take a 2 week break. Like, you're able to go get that drink, come back home, shoot a video,
Right.
go check on your mama, call somebody. When I had COVID, I literally had to surf through friends who
Right.
were reliable, of course, because I was giving them 514 weeks straight.
Right.
Go to Starbucks, drop the drink at my door, so that way I could shoot a video in the midst of having COVID, having great days, sometimes having terrible days. Car accident happened. Doctor told me I need to rest. I need to sit down. Never took a rest.
Kept pushing.
kept pushing. Found a way to Starbucks, and then eventually I got a rental car, and I was at Starbucks every day, getting this drink, coming back home, shooting videos. So it just, to me, it's just like the fans are number one to me, because that every time I had a obstacle stacked against me, it was like, what do I say to my fans about it? Like, how do I stop?
Right.
Let them know this is happening. And I was like, I just don't. I just keep going. No one will ever have to know unless I tell them. So it's been a crazy year, but definitely my fans are what keep me going. So
Well, I'm glad you're here today. Your health is what matters the most. A car's replaceable.
right,
But obviously not yourself. And I'm glad you're here today.
right.
If you don't mind me asking, how'd your mom's surgery go?
It went good. It went good.
Good.
Healing. Of course, she had to have her extended stay at the hospital, which was always a challenge because her hospital that she got her surgery is 30 minutes away from where I live. And so I had to drive 30 away to go check on her, and I had to come back home, go stop by Starbucks, shoot a video, then go right back to the hospital. So she's doing good, and she's healing and
Good.
back to her normal self. And my mom is just as crazy as I am. So
Right. Right. Well, I'm glad she's doing good. I'm glad everyone's healthy now.
yeah.
Um, Now, whenever you're on the street, like whenever you're at the store, whenever you're going to Starbucks or just the mart or something, food mart, do you people recognize you? A lot of people recognize you.
The time. All the time. And see, the thing about me is that I'm not a flashy person. I don't go around telling people I'm Hey Tony TV, do you want a picture with me or not? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's just not who I am. I'm not a flashy person. And so whenever I go out, I like incognito. I literally dress like a straight up bum. Just so that way people won't know who I am. And I have my mask like all the way up here, my glasses. And then sometimes some people will be like, I have a question. And I'll be like, oh God, here we go. They know. Do you do
Right.
videos? Are you that guy with the cup and the laugh?
In the wig.
And I pull my mask down and I say, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
It's me. you know. So yes, I've been spotted a couple of times, and it's nothing bad. It's not like I'm an evil person. It's not like I'm going to tell people I don't, leave me alone, stop bothering me. Um, I literally have taken pictures with people, or have done videos with people that have spotted me on the street. So I'm a really nice person. It's just I'm like,
Is
whenever
it overwhelming?
it's not really overwhelming. It's not as overwhelming as I thought it would have been, but it's just like, for me, it's like when I go somewhere, I have a goal. It's like, all right, here I go. I go to the mall, stop in H&M, get me a shirt, and out the door. Like,
Right.
but then sometimes I get stopped by people and they're like, you're that guy. And I'm like, you noticed with my hood on my face and I'm wearing bummy clothes. I'm surprised you noticed. But now they're getting really smart. My
Right.
fans are getting really, really smart. So the other day, someone recognized me by my voice.
Well, yeah. I bet. Yeah.
I
I'd
was
hope.
like, how is that
Yeah.
possible?
Especially with the mask over your face.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, how did you even know that? And she was like, I can tell. I watch your videos all day, every day. I know your voice. That's a little scary, but thank you. um,
Have you had any like stalking moments, like weird moments?
oh, weird moments for me. Yes. So at my work, there was this one person there who, and mind you, where I work, I have to keep my face on. I'm not wearing the wig. I'm wearing all black, so you don't really know who I am unless I tell you.
Right.
um I kept getting this eye from this person. I was like, this is really weird. Like, I don't know why they're looking at me like this. Like, maybe I need to go to the back. But every time I would walk around, they would just look at me, and then they would flag me down, and I was not the person that was taking care of them. So it's like, what are you flagging me down for? And they'd be like, can you tell me about this item? And I have to explain it to them. Leave, come back. They'd be staring me down again, flag me down. Can you tell me about this drink? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I have my own stuff I need to worry about right now. Like, you have
Right.
I'm not your server. And
Right.
so finally at the end of the night, she flagged me down again and was like, are you Hey Tony TV? So you literally stalked me at my job just to the entire time just to tell me and ask me. You should have just asked me that before. I don't know who you were. I thought you were some blogger that was going to write a negative review about me or something. All you had to do was ask. I would have said yes. Oh, that was so unnecessary.
You're just doing your job.
Yeah, looking at me the entire time and bringing me to the table so she can try to recognize my voice. I was like, that is weird. Like,
Right. That's hilarious. Well, what would you see yourself doing if you weren't like, you know, as humorous as you are, obviously, and doing your TikTok and your stand up? What do you think you would be doing?
mm,
Were you an athlete? Did you play sports and stuff in
no,
college, high school? No.
no. I'm not an athletic person. I'm the least stamina of anybody. I can barely walk up the stairs without getting tired. Um, the funny story is that I did in middle school try out for football. Um, and I got to my first game and I got tackled by this person who couldn't have had to be over 200 pounds. Not, and I
You
just
got
got,
the air knocked out of you, huh?
yes, knocked the wind out of me. I felt lightheaded. And then the next day I told my coach, I said, I don't think football is for me. Just sign me up as a manager. I
Right.
get out of class when we have away games. So just I'll be a manager, but I'm not going to be on the team.
Right.
So no, I'm not an athletic person. I don't think I barely think about basketball, to be honest with you. Um, I don't know what I would be doing outside of comedy. My mom always wanted me to be a doctor, but that's a lot. I don't
Oh,
know
school.
for that. So I'm not really sure. Communication, I think, gotcha. Mass communication was my major in college with theater, and so I think I would want to be doing like radio broadcasting.
Cool.
So
Cool.
having a podcast or even working at a radio company or something. So that was always kind of one of my biggest dreams because my grandfather used to do that. He used to have his own radio show on AM network in Rocky Mount, Tarboro, and all of the other surrounding areas, and people knew who he was by that. And so
Right.
I wanted to do that, but I kind of fell in love with something else. So
Right. Well, now that you got your Hey Tony TV going on, I feel like it's going to be easier for you to now you can start your podcast and your television show that you're talking about.
I wouldn't know what to talk about. That's the thing.
Right. Right.
I wouldn't
Right.
talk about it. I would have to literally. I don't want to do it by myself. I think if I was to do a podcast, I would definitely want some co-hosts because I wouldn't know the first thing to even say on a podcast. Like you would have to talk to me and I would talk to you back. That's how
Right.
I am. I don't like to initiate conversation. And so for me to be on a podcast just alone would be really frightening to me.
Do you follow anyone that's famous podcasters? Like Mike Tyson has his own little podcast.
I watch Mike Tyson. I his podcast is crazy.
And Joe Rogan's.
Yeah. Um let me see. The Breakfast Club. I love the Breakfast.
Breakfast Club.
They're, you know, I've been watching them since I was in high school. So, just because they have all the celebrities up there.
Right.
Um, I don't know, man. For me, it would have to have a purpose. Like the
Right.
podcast have to serve some kind of purpose. It can't just be some random podcast. We have to have a purpose to where we can invite people on to talk about certain things.
Right.
As crazy as that sounds, because I am a random human being, I do like structure. Okay,
Right.
like a little bit of structure. So,
Absolutely right. What advice would you give to those, especially your fans and people who look up to you? Um, you know, daily advice. Those who may be struggling at home with inner struggles and external struggles,
mhm.
and those who look up to you. Any advice you'd give out to them?
Definitely, if you have a dream, chase it. I think the biggest thing is you have to walk through many doors before you find the door that's right for you. and the path that you want to walk through, because I did that. I joke with my fans all the time, but it's actually really serious that, before comedy, I was originally trying to be a singer.
Right.
Sing for you. Um, I, I'm pipes a little rusty, but um, that was kind of,
Freestyle. No, I'm kidding.
I wanted to be a singer, and then it just kind of didn't fall through the way I wanted it to. But then I was always a funny person, and so I never really applied myself to actually wanting to be a comedian until my very first show, doing stand up, and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. This isn't as bad as I thought it would be. So you just have to walk through many doors before you find the right one. And if you're looking to be successful or famous or in the entertainment industry at all, you have to, as hard as it sounds, you have to develop a backbone, because not everyone's going to like, not everyone's going to love what you put out. Not everyone's going to appreciate, everything that you've done to try to get yourself to a certain point. And you just have to ignore it, and know that you have been called for a reason,
Right.
That's one of the things that I think I deal well. I don't care for negativity. You can
Right.
say like my videos, you don't have to like me. You don't even care what I do in my personal life. I don't care. I don't care for it, because I know what I'm called for, and there's a reason why I'm here. So you just have to ignore it as much as you can. The only time I respond to negativity is if I'm trying to be petty and funny on the side, or if it's something that's detrimental to my career. But besides that, I just give it a side eye and be like, oh, whatever. You get out here and try to do this. You try,
Right.
because you're not with your 20 followers. Um,
Right.
but you just have to walk by faith. You,
Right.
meant for you is going to come to you, and it'll be for. And I think that's the blessing that I've had in this career, is that even though I've walked through many doors, I've always had the natural funny, and I just never applied it to the career. And then when I applied it, it worked. So
Right.
I'm very grateful for that and very thankful for that.
Right. Wow. Well, I think that's all we got today. I don't want to keep you, the whole day. I wish I could, because we could probably talk the whole day.
Listen,
Um,
I won most talkative as a superlative, so it's clear, right?
right. One more question. I'm gonna ask every one of my people that I interview. What's your viewpoint, especially right now, on police brutality between the black community and cops?
Mm,
Especially, you live in North Carolina?
I do.
Okay.
And I've made a statement about this. Um, I just wish things would change. And we have been it's always like someone wants to try to downplay the fact that we're protesting. We protest peacefully. We've been protesting peacefully since the 60s. At some point, something's got to give. you
Right.
know I hate that, of course, these major companies and these businesses are losing, you know items and things, and buildings, but at the same time, it's like, how what else can we do to be heard? you know and for me, it's just like, I've already made a statement on police brutality where I'm not for it. Like, I will literally go out here and protest and march every single time something happens to somebody of my skin color, because I'm a black male. I could never
Absolutely right.
I could leave my house today and get in my car and get stopped, and that me. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing my grandfather always installed in us, is to march for what you believe in and march for rights, because no matter how many times they say this is the land of the free and everyone's equal, we are not equal.
Mm-mm.
We are not equal.
Nope.
There are systems against us,
Oh,
African.
right. There's systematic racism that's set up, especially for blacks that are incarcerated right now. There's a high percentage, but
Right.
it's like it was set up that way. You know what I mean? To me, it's modern day slavery. People may not think about it, but I think it's modern day slavery, and it's America's huge problem that uh, people are blind to see, especially those aren't
Yeah.
of color.
And I know so much has changed, but you got to understand that back with the Jim Crow laws, that's not that long ago. That is not,
Right.
and there are still people that are still in those ways. You know what I'm saying? People won't change. And it's
Right.
unfortunate that unfortunately, that's just how they are. But at the same time, if we band together, we can make change. Um,
Absolutely.
I want my voice. I want my voice to be heard. I want everybody that's been marked last year voices to be heard because we need a change.
Right.
It's gotten to the point now where it's like I'm just tired of seeing another young black man die at the hands of a police officer that was careless or insensitive, or they had a rooted plan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because sometimes these cops are the KKK in a
Oh
uniform.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's always just like, for me, it's a very sensitive topic, and that's one topic that I will forever take serious. I'm a jokester. I joke all the time, but when it comes to police brutality and the hands of a black man dying behind the gun of a cop that was careless or didn't react the way he should have, you've been training for so long. I don't understand why all of a sudden you want to shoot the bullet at a black man.
Exactly. I'm gonna get in real quick about the training. I feel like the training is very bare minimum.
It is.
The requirements, and I feel like um, there needs to be. You need to have a degree. You need to go through a deeper psychological testing because
Mhm.
they go through all that, but it's very scratched on the surface
Yeah,
and harder on the background checks. You know,
definitely.
um, because it's getting crazy. But they're not all cops are bad. There's good cops out there.
Yeah.
I interviewed a cop the other day, and he sees both sides of the play. He's Latino and he's Irish,
Hmm.
and he's from Chicago, and he's very understanding of both sides. So, you know, and he runs his own little program with for delinquent kids in Chicago, and he's doing for the positive, which is good. But you also have cops on the other hand that are more of a government gang like,
Right.
and using excessive force on certain groups like our groups. Um, and it's just bizarre. It's crazy.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the thing. And I'm going to end with this. I just want the government or whoever is in charge to just hold these people accountable for what they do. Like, stop letting them off with the slap on the wrist. They killed somebody that was unarmed. They marched into somebody's house without a search warrant and killed Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right?
hold these people accountable for their wrongdoings. We get held accountable for anything we do wrong, so why can't they? You know,
Absolutely right.
for anybody, they should be held accountable. They should be tried, and they should be held the same way anybody else that kills someone that is not should be. It does goes through the same process. So that,
Absolutely right.
and I'm always going to stand on the side of the people. And if ever there's a march, I'm always going to be there because that is just a topic that is sensitive to me. Sensitive to me. I'm a black male, and again, I could walk out of my apartment today and get stopped, and all of a sudden, that's my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just my take on it.
I don't know. I just I felt like even though like you said you're a comedian, but I felt like I wanted to ask you about your side of the view about that. And I'm glad that's like it's a sensitive topic for everyone that's of color. I feel like, and I'm glad you're using your platform because I'll be posting this, and hopefully your viewers and people see um, a different side of you that they haven't seen.
Right.
Um, but I think we're gonna end it there, Tony. Honest to God, I am truly honored that you replied to me um, because I just started my podcasting and I interviewed a variety of people. And you're truly an honor and like inspiration to me and others of my buddies. Um, but keep pushing. Don't let anything take you down. And just I don't know, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. It's working.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
and then with your podcasting, I hope that goes well too because you want to do the podcasting, right?
hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully, it's in the list of things to do. So
yeah,
maybe, hopefully, like I said, I can't do it by myself, so I will have to bring some people along with me because I'm, believe it or not, as cheerful and outgoing as I am, I'm really scared to do things on my own.
right,
It's
right.
so, but yes, definitely on the list of things to do.
Cool. All right, Tony. Well, I appreciate your time. You be safe out there. You got any plans later on today? Just hanging out?
I'm hanging out.
Okay. Cool. All right, Tony. Well, I'm hoping that I want to do more interviews with you, or even the podcast. We can even get on some podcasts and just talk about stuff. And I hope I get that opportunity as well. But just keep pursuing what you're doing, and you're a great dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
So appreciate it, Sid. This is my first interview. So, I tried.
Really?
Yes. I tried to.
No, has anyone reached out to you? No, for interviews?
Well, actually, I have an interview next Monday, but this
Uh-huh.
is the first interview. So,
Yes, well, I'm truly honored. That makes it even more exciting.
yeah, so you got lucky. You got lucky.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony. Well, I appreciate your time again. Whenever you're out there, stay safe, especially with the COVID. I'm glad you're healthy, your mom's healthy, and everything's going well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Tony, we'll stay in contact.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
Sid.
see you. No problem. Thank you.